Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ryan Retro channel. A few days ago I made a video putting some stickers on top of the Retroid Pocket Flip 2, but it didn't really go very well. I just used regular sticker paper, so they ended up getting stuck to the shell of the Retroid Pocket Flip 2, and you can still see some of the sticky residue here. I might be able to use some kind of adhesive remover, but I'm a bit worried about the plastic shell. Anyway, that's a problem for another day. Today I'm back again with a better solution. Just like that guy in Papers, Please who keeps coming back with a slightly better fake passport every time, I'm back again with another idea. So I looked at this circle and it reminded me of something. It reminded me of Magsafe that we have on the back of our phones. So I scoured through my drawers and sure enough, a Magsafe ring fits pretty much perfectly on here. And if we were to put a Magsafe ring on here, we'd then be able to put Magsafe accessories on it. Now, I'm not sure I'd really want to put a wallet or some kind of accessory on there like that, but it does open up a lot of possibilities to mount this in different places. So I did play around with that idea for a while, but I ended up changing that because I realized something. These Magsafe rings are incredibly cheap now, but the other side that they connect to, the usually bigger, thicker ring, is a lot more expensive and more difficult to find. So if we instead put something like this on the Retroid Pocket Flip 2, we can then put these on various different stickers and quick change them on the fly. So I've been shopping around and picked up a few different rings of various thicknesses and sizes to test out today. Something big and kind of thick like this is the easiest kind to find. It's probably only around $5 to $10 maybe, and it's not overly thick, but once you add it to something like the Flip 2, it does get noticeably bigger, and it might even be a little bit more difficult to put in your pocket. So if pocketability is your absolute primary concern, this probably wouldn't be the best option. But I'm never really going to put this in a pocket. To me, the Flip 2 is actually a little bit too chunky already, that I mostly just bring it in a bag. So these quite thick ring options might be good if you don't mind them bulging out a little bit. But I found they actually did give quite a nice 3D effect. So I've printed out some more stickers again. Last time I had an issue with the ink smudging using my old printer, so I thought maybe I could laminate them. But then I remembered, I actually already have a printer that is made for printing photos, and this little printer automatically laminates the finished print, putting a protective plastic layer on top. So this time there won't be any smudges. So I printed out a PlayStation logo, a GameCube logo, my own design about not being able to stop buying handhelds, Pac-Man, and once again a manhole cover. I've then incredibly poorly cut these out. It turns out I'm not really good at cutting circles, and I've attached those little Magsafe rings to the back of them. So we have the Pokeball with a Magsafe ring, we have my own design with another Magsafe ring, and we have a Nintendo GameCube icon with a different Magsafe ring that I just found lying around my home. Once again, these are really cheap these days to pick up, so you could just play around with loads of designs this way. And I have a blank one here just for demonstration purposes. So let's look at how powerful the magnets are. Now we have the two thicker variants here. This one's slightly thicker than this one, so I'd probably prefer this one out of the two. Let's go with that for now. And one thing about Magsafe is it's very strong. So once you put the Magsafe ring on, it's going to snap into place like that, and that's both a good thing and a bad thing. Now the obvious good part of this is that your sticker's not going to fall off. So let's test that out now in practice with this Pokeball design. Let's put the Magsafe rings together. It snaps on very strongly, and if we were to peel off this sticker here and stick this onto our console, there is no way that this Pokeball is falling off. But the downside to that is it's actually really hard to get this off without messing up the paper. When this magnet is on there, it is really on there. It's incredibly strong. I'm finding myself trying to push it sideways, slide it up and down. It's very hard to get off again. So I did find an alternative to this slightly thick puck, which is this much skinnier one. And I believe this is actually meant to be the Magsafe ring, because it actually does connect to one of these thick pucks perfectly like a normal Magsafe ring. But what I found is this one also connects to a regular Magsafe ring that you would put on the phone itself. This time it's quite a weak connection. It's not very strong, which again is a positive and a negative. If I place these two rings together, they have a satisfying click, but it's much easier to take off again. Now the question is going to be, is it too easy to take off? If I were to peel off this sticker and stick this onto my Flip 2, also I printed this sticker way too big by mistake, so just ignore that. This would be the final look. Just imagine the sticker is a little bit smaller and proportionally sized. And then if I wanted to change the design at any time, I would just slide off this design and slide on a new one. But is it going to be too easy to fall off? Well, let's maybe just separate them a little bit like this and just give it a little bit of a shake test. And it doesn't seem to be coming off very easily at all. I feel like I could get this to come off if I very aggressively shake it. No, it's holding up pretty well. So really, for now, these are the two choices I've come up with. Do you want to put a thicker, stronger magnet on the top, which will take up more space this way and hold the sticker incredibly strongly, so it's very difficult to remove? Or do you want to put a very, very thin magnet like this, which makes almost no difference to the overall thickness of the device, and have a much weaker connection to the sticker, which means it'll be easier to remove, but you might also run the risk of it falling off potentially. Let's see if I can get these two stickers apart, and then we'll talk about one final benefit of the very thin sticker. And that is, as I said when I first introduced this thin sticker, it's not actually meant to connect to the regular Magsafe ring. It's meant to connect to one of these pucks. And what that means is, not only can we use it to connect a sticker to, we could also take the sticker off and use this to connect to other Magsafe accessories. So we really get the best of both worlds with this one, whereas other Magsafe pucks will actually repel each other. And just one last thing I should mention, which is that these thicker pucks give a kind of 3D effect. It might be hard to see this on the camera, but the fact that the sticker is lifted up off of the body like this, it gives this kind of floating effect that I didn't think I would like, but in practice, I'm actually really liking this. I'm not sure what it is about it, but to me, it just looks kind of cool. So it's time to make a decision. Do I want a stronger, more 3D effect front cover, or do I want a more seamless design that blends more in with the body? I'm going to go with this thinner one, purely because it opens up possibilities of me then connecting this to other accessories, and therefore future video ideas. So I'm now going to remove the sticker from this. If you wanted to follow me on my mad adventure, I would suggest cleaning up everything before you place it down, but mine's already a gooey mess, so I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to try and place this as neatly over that circle as I can, like so. And now our Flip 2 isn't really much thicker than before. This is only about 1 millimeter thick. It doesn't really make much difference. And now we have the ability to hot swap stickers like this. I can have a Nintendo GameCube one, then quickly change out to my own design, and then quickly again, if I can get it off of this sticker. Ugh. That was easy. So now this is our upgraded Retroid Pocket Flip 2. It's barely any thicker than it was before. This sticker is only about 1 millimeter thick, but now we have Magsafe support, so we can quickly hot swap different designs on the front if you're not a fan of the way the design looks, from a Pokeball to our own designs, to a Nintendo GameCube logo, and anything else that you can cut out and stick a little cheap Magsafe ring on. And also we of course have support for any Magsafe accessories, so we could go wild with this. Why not put your Magsafe battery here to keep with you on the go? Connect a USB-C to C cable and be charging your Flip 2 while you play. You could get one of these cool little sticky tripods that suctions onto anything. Attach the Flip 2 and unlock new angles. Whoa, now we're playing with comfort. And if you find the Flip 2 quite uncomfortable to carry around and you didn't invest in the lanyard like me, why not add a Magsafe pop socket to it? And now you're holding it comfortably. So yes, while all of those things might be quite stupid, I do think these changeable stickers are actually quite cool. And this is something that I am going to be using in the future. So check these out in my future videos. You're going to see me go through lots of different sticker designs. I think it's fun. I think it's nice to customize easily, and there's no way it's going to fall off. And even with the sticker on, you can still use other attachments. This is actually a really good sticker remover. So please let me know what you thought of this video down in the description below. I'd love to know your own ideas, and if anyone's going to be crazy enough to try this out for themselves as well, please give this video a like and subscribe if you didn't already for far more Retroid Pocket Flip 2, Retroid Pocket 5, so much more handheld content coming soon. I have so many ideas. Tomorrow will also be my first uncut video, so watch out for that, and I'll see you all again really, really soon. Thank you so much for watching this quite ridiculous video. Bye.